Factoring 5b squared minus 8b minus 4 is going to require to use the guess and check method. It is a trinomial, and a trinomial is going to factor out into two binomials. When you multiply the first and the first, you're supposed to get 5b squared. So the factors of 5 are 5 times 1. So we can use a 5b times a 1b, or simply a b. So that when you multiply the first and the first, it does give you the 5b squared. And then when you multiply the last and the last, it's supposed to give you negative 4. Since it's a negative 4, the signs are going to be different. And the factors of 4 are 1 times 4, or 2 times 2. And I'm going to use whichever. It doesn't matter. This is the reason it's called the guess and check method. I'm going to use the 1 and the 4. And it's the 1 and the 4 are supposed to multiply to give you negative 4. So I'm going to use a positive 1 and a negative 4. And then I'm going to multiply the outer and the inners to make sure I did this correctly. I'm supposed to get a negative 8b from the middle two terms. So when I multiply the outer, that gives me negative 20b. And then inners gives me positive 1b. And negative 20 plus 1 gives you negative 19b. And that is not what we have in the middle term. So you can do two things. You can switch the signs, but if you switch the signs, the 20b is going to be positive and the 1b is going to be negative. The only thing that's going to change is the 19b is going to be a positive. Second, you can switch the numbers. We're going to put the 4 where the 1 was, and then we're going to switch the 4 with a 1. And then we're going to retry it again. We're going to multiply the outers and the inners. That gives you negative 5b. That gives you positive 4b. Negative 5b plus 4b gives you negative 1b, which is still not the middle term. And if you switch the signs, if you switch the plus with a negative and then the negative with a plus, the only thing that's going to happen is that the negative 1b is going to become a positive 1b. So what does this mean? That means that the factors of 1 and 4 don't work. So we're going to use 2 and 2. So I'm going to use 2 and 2. And then I'm going to multiply the outers and the inners again. That gives me negative 10b. 2 times b gives me positive 2b. Negative 10b plus 2b, you subtract and keep the sign of the bigger one. And that is the middle term. So now I have factored, and my answer is going to be 5b plus 2 times b minus 2. Or vice versa. You could also write it down as b minus 2 times 5b plus 2. The answer is letter B. Another strategy for solving the problem is, instead of factoring, people might want to use the FOIL method on the answer choices, which is also called the distributive property. And once you distribute, all you have to do is find the answer that matches to the problem, and that would be the correct answer.